Hello everybody, video here for you today. This is the No Cap recap of The Curse of Oak Island, Season 12, Episode 8, called A Bead on the Target. Originally aired January 14th, 2025. If you missed any of my recaps of previous episodes, there's a link to my Oak Island playlist in the upper right. Let's get into it. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Previously, on The Curse of Oak Island, people have been looking for an incredible treasure for 230 years. The team is drilling borehole D.25-6.75 in an effort to confirm that they hit a tunnel at 109 feet and a void at 155 feet in the previous episode. Meanwhile, Rick, Tom Nolan, and other members of the team in the war room meet with Marty and Craig via video conferencing. Rick says it's time to put heavier effort into the swamp because despite the number of years they have already been on the island, there are still finds waiting there. Previous finds include the Season 1 find of a Spanish 8 Maravedí coin with 1625 stamped into it. This stone road in the northeastern part of the swamp. This cobblestone path up the right side of the swamp. And the paved area, carbon dated by Dr. Ian Spooner to 1200 AD. They've applied for and received 4 permits from the province, starting with one for the area with the cross in the middle to the right of the stone road. Permit 2 is for the paved area to hopefully find any artifacts there that would give an indication as to who built it. The 3rd permit includes the stone path and the area next to it. Permit 4 is for what they call the North Bog on the north side of Tom's Road. Tom says they have been pumping the swamp dry for the past few weeks, and they will start in the North Bog, peeling the top layer off to see what has not been seen before. Marty asks how soon can we get started, and Billy answers as soon as we go outside. They start instead south of Tom's Road, and even though the swamp has been drained, the vegetation still remains. Rick spies a hand-cut timber that has notches in it. Then he sees this round log. And then more of them. Billy excavates further and uncovers a foundation of cobble like the stone road. Rick halts further work until Tom Nolan can come to take a look at it to see if it's something Fred and he may have seen previously. Narrator Robert Clotworthy reminds us of some previous Lot 5 finds, these Venetian beads, and soil that matches samples taken from deep in the Money Pit area, and several artifacts linked to William Phipps, who led 2 expeditions, the first of which was a successful attempt to find the Spanish shipwreck Concepcion, and then twice transporting the stolen silver and other treasure from South America back to England. He was awarded knighthood after his first delivery, but then his second yielded a much smaller load. The final tally was less than half of the documented amount of treasure on board the Conception. Phipps claimed that the wreck site was looted by residents of the Dominican Republic, but one theory is that he hid the rest of the treasure on Oak Island. Moya is hand excavating in what Laird refers to later as the front yard of the formerly round feature in Lot 5. And she finds this bead and thinks it's Phoenician. Helen takes a look and agrees that we'll get it to Emma in the lab for analysis. Tom arrives in the swamp, and as far as he knows, his father did not build nor know about this structure, and neither does he. Billy points out the fairly straight line of these stones, and Rick says he thinks the stones are an older structure and then the logs were placed on top by a different group later. He will ask Dr. Spooner to examine it and render an opinion. This is an overhead view of part of it, serving as a transition shot. At 99 feet, there are small pieces of wood in that latest borehole, which is just feet away from borehole T1, so named for Craig Tester, who picked that location. T1 spoils included some of the oldest wood found in the Money Pit area dating back to the 1600s. Rick meets Jack, Laird, and Emma in the lab for the report on the bead. Laird confirms it's a seed bead and that it has a small circle of glass on the inside of the outer layer. Emma confirms that it's Venetian and is no newer than early 1700s, but could date back into the 1600s as well. In the Money Pit area, the next borehole core sample is gravel fill, likely from the T1 caisson borehole, which means either the drill did not go straight down, also known as walking, shown in this still from an animation on the show, or T1 is connected underground to the latest borehole. Dr. Spooner agrees that the structure in the swamp is an older one that was added on to later. He also says it looks like a ramp to him. A ramp from the paved area to the south was discovered many years prior. Billy says he's more concerned with the swamp end of the structure and says somebody was chasing something. Rick says it does seem to be pointed at the eye of the swamp. This drone shot shows where they are, and the eye is just out of the shot in the lower left. Dr. Spooner previously dated the eye of the swamp to 1680 and will date the construction of the newly found structure in the same manner, using organic material in between the layers of stones. Samples will be taken from the logs as well for dendrochronological dating. This image shows both layers of the structure. Next time on an all-new The Curse of Oak Island episode airing January 21st, 2025, called Brick by Brick. In the swamp, the team uncovers a previously unknown structure remarkably resembling a container, and after weeks of chasing the elusive Chapel Vault, the Fellowship hits a void deep in the Money Pit. Also, January 21st, the new companion series, Tales from Oak Island, returns with an episode called Hedden's Hunt. In the late 1930s, a man named Gilbert Hedden explored some of the most astonishing theories and made some of the most critical discoveries in the entire history of the Oak Island treasure hunt. Then on January 28th, another new Curse of Oak Island episode called Graves Concerns, as the Fellowship uncovers more of the mysterious structure in the swamp. Artifacts within it suggest it could be a vault with a compelling history. I'll be continuing the Curse of Oak Island recaps as new episodes air late Tuesday nights. I'll also continue Season 8 Retro No Cap recaps. All of the other episodes of The Curse of Oak Island are recapped, and those are in my Oak Island playlist. I'm also slowly doing retro no-cap recaps of Seasons 2 through 4 as I make time of The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. Seasons 1 and 5 are all done and are in that Skinwalker Ranch playlist. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Sempre avanti.